Last week, we saw Donna hunt her first buffalo.
Just arrived yesterday from South Africa, and it was a really long trip to come to this part of land in the Northern Territory of Australia. Well, last night the chief of this Arnhem land, he gave me his blessing and permission to hunt in his section of Arnhem land, and I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to hunt here in the Northern Territory. So today I'm going to look for a buffalo, and I believe it's not going to be very easy. The temperature is really hot here, and if you, like you can see, I'm already sweating. It's terrible, but I'm really looking forward to my hunt today.
Margaret, Craig, Mike and Donna head out of camp and are not 2 kilometres from camp when a big trophy bull is spotted in the creek next to the road. They stop to admire the bull, and it blows Margaret's mind at the size and beauty of this creature, with its magnificent horns. He is only 50 metres from the vehicle. Margaret could take a shot from here. She had a difficult decision to make. She could take a beautiful buffalo now and have the next 4 days to relax. Or she could pass up this buff at the risk of not getting a chance at another one quite this big, but enjoy another few days of hunting and really work for her trophy.
Not as well as the ones that curve, but they might even measure the same, but you've got a huge one as against one that sort of curves back. And it depends on how you mount it and how you can display that head to the best of advantage. Most people will just mount them looking straight ahead at you, and all you see is that, like this, you don't realise how much mass, but if they duck that chin down like you often see them do, you see the big flat mass of them.
Margaret makes the decision to pass him up. They continue driving and they see lots of buffalo, herds of young bulls, cows and calves. A nice bull is spotted. Mike says he will not score well due to the thin bosses. However, he catches Margaret's attention with the impressive shape of his horns that stick right out to the side. The bull is amongst reedy grass, dense and tall pockets of growth. They get out and follow his tracks into the reeds. Due to the tall grass, they cannot lay eyes on him. But he's close, so close they can hear him brushing through the reeds. They smell him and hear his breath. This is suicide, Margaret is thinking. It is tense, emotional and exciting. Everything Margaret expected of her buffalo hunt. She could picture it in her mind. He comes towards her at close range, and she must make a fast, close-range headshot. She has dreamed of that shot her whole life, but to be in a position where that was a possibility makes her apprehensive. She can hear her own heart beat. The hunt is on. As she walks through the reeds, she hears him circle around them again. Then his tracks disappear. She stands still to listen for his movement, but somehow he has given them the slip. Although they see a few good bulls, nothing compares to the one from this morning. Margaret has now set the bar high, and beating this morning's bull will prove a difficult task. Margaret and the girls beat the sun up the next morning for what would prove to be a very long day of driving. There are fires burning all around and the air is thick with smoke. Another buff is spotted by Mike. They stalk in on him, quietly creeping closer, as best they can on the dry, crunchy leaves. His body is behind a tree. Margaret gets her game face on, preparing for a 100-metre shot in case he moved from behind the obstruction. The fires are intensifying. Margaret can feel her butt getting hot as it creeps up behind them. With the open-sighted 375, poor position and smoke, Margaret decides she cannot take such a risky shot. She can't afford to mess up her first buffalo hunt by taking an unnecessary chance and risking danger to herself and her buffalo by hunting amongst a slinking grass fire. Part of the Huntress aim to demonstrate to all people the power of drive, ambition and unity. We aspire to be positive role models for all women, men and children, to be valued for our skills, knowledge, ability to share, learn and succeed, and encourage others to succeed. The following morning there is plenty of movement close to camp. It is a good sign, and they decide to go back to the reedy area where the big bull was stalked on the previous day. They are dropped near the area to do a spot and stalk. And not long after, they come to an open area scattered with pandanus trees. Craig sees some black figures in the distance. They walk in for a closer inspection. Margaret suddenly spots a good bull amongst the herd. Staying in cover and trying to keep the swirling wind as best they can in their favour, leads a massive bull across the other side in a herd. So around they go to the other side, and sure enough they find the herd. There is a big buffalo amongst them, but he's too far to gauge the size of his horns. They stay in cover and keep the wind right while they watch the herd and wait for him to show himself. Craig confirms that this is indeed the bull for Margaret. Then the big bull walks towards the cow, stopping right behind it. With a steady branch for a lean, she sits calmly and takes some steady breaths. She is calm, so calm she can't notice her heartbeat. He now stands between two branches and lifts his head momentarily. It is the perfect shot if he does it again. He lifts his head again, and Margaret aims behind his ear and squeezes the trigger.
The other one is light grey, and that'll be one might be
Are
different.
you happy?
Are you happy is the main thing? Sit tight for a bit.
The rest of the herd come back to look. She gives them time to say their goodbyes. It all happened in a matter of seconds, and Margaret takes a moment for herself to calm her emotions and give thanks for the hunt and the beautiful trophy that she knows is lying not far away. And they move in to inspect the bull. There is no doubt that the bull was dead standing with that perfect headshot with the .375. But not to be complacent, Margaret approaches cautiously. She is amazed at the sheer size of this animal, the beautiful shape of his horns forming a lovely symmetrical arc. What a beauty.
What an awesome shot. What do you think of hunting the buffalo?
First of all, thank you, Donna. Thanks for this opportunity. Well, it started hard and it's day 3 now, and I've got a few great stock on a few other buffaloes, but they outsmarted me the whole time. And then eventually we outsmarted this one, and I couldn't get any closer, so I needed to take the shot off from that distance. But I surprised myself. I wasn't even nervous. I was calm as can be, and when he lifted his head, and I thought by myself, I'm not going to take the shot, and next shot on the shoulder bone, I'm going to go for the ear, behind the ear, and he dropped dead in his tracks. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm very thankful and grateful for this big opportunity. And it's my first water buffalo, and that's a hunt I will never, never, ever forget. It's going to stick with me forever. Yes.
While the photos do not capture the motion of the shot, Margaret will picture that moment in her mind's eye for the rest of her life.
And I like the wind on my back, the sun on my
Join us next time for episode 3, as Christy journeys through the highs and lows that come with hunting a massive animal armed with only a compound bow. See ya!
Nature's spirit is free, this heart's beating, it's beating 'cause I love the chase.